So I went through a whole video the first time and I was like, yes, I did it right the first time. And it was perfect. And then I went to go check the recording and I'd never pushed record. Ugh. All right, video notes. You just have to write down the bolded and underlined information. If you want to write down more details, that's absolutely fine. I'm definitely one of those people that need to write down those details in order to remember them, but you don't have to if you don't want to. So here's that second influence on China. The mandate of heaven. This was the idea that their leader was chosen by God to rule China. So if you were questioning the ruler, it was kind of like you were questioning God. So you might be questioning the ruler by saying like, oh, this guy's not doing a great job. He's terrible at it. We should get a new ruler. By saying that in ancient China, you were like saying, oh my gosh, God's not doing a great job. He's terrible at it. We should probably get a new one, right? And that was a big deal back in the day. All right, another influence that goes along with this mandate of heaven is this dynastic cycle where there were different dynasties within China and they were cycling through control. Kind of like this cartoon down here from Reddit demonstrates is we had all of these different dynasties in China and sometimes they were ruling at the same time, but one had more power than the other and they kind of cycled through who had more power. And the reason why they cycled through who had power and when is because of this mandate of heaven. So when a new dynasty came along, they were doing all these great things, but then of course problems would start to arise. Even problems that were out of a ruler's control, like floods and earthquakes and stuff like that, was seen as a bad reflection on that ruler. And because they were chosen by God, any problems that occurred was a sign from God saying that, hey, this ruler is not doing a good job anymore and he should be kicked out of power. And that's when a new dynasty would come into play. If you need more time to write this down, go ahead and put the video on pause, push play when you're ready. All right, number 3, philosophies. I'm not going to go too far into depth on these because we're going to cover some ancient Chinese philosophies later on this week. But during ancient China, there was a time period called the Warring States time period where people were doing a lot of fighting. 3 main philosophies came out as a result of this Warring States period, and they were meant really to restore order back to society. So they were saying, we know everything's crazy right now, but if we just focus on this particular aspect of life or anything else like that, we will be back to normal life. If you need more time to write this down, go ahead and put the video on pause, push play when you're ready. All right, so that's it for your notes, nice and short. You'll notice at the bottom of your notes, you have these 2 questions. Level 1 question, where it's literally going to say it right in the text, 1, 2, and 3. What were 3 factors to influence ancient China? The next one's a level 2 question where you're going to have to do some critical thinking, but don't take my word for it. It's the Reading Rainbow guy. All right, you're going to choose one factor and explain how it prevented change in China. So you could choose physical geography, the mandate of heaven, or philosophies, and explain how it prevented change. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Good luck, guys.